Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here on this Monday morning, the last Monday of October, the last day of October, and also Halloween. Hope you have a good, safe trick-or-treating if that's what you're going to do tonight, and be careful. It'll be a lot of folks out, about 41 million. They're saying 41 million folks across America is going to be out tonight, so be careful if you're out, okay? Weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at 767-5500. Right now, it's sort of funny how this temperature lines up. It's 53 here, 54 Mariana, 55 Apalachicola, and 56 over in South Walton. So the temperature is pretty close, but 1 degree difference. High today is going to hit the 70s. It's going to be really nice today. Low tonight 49, the water temperature is 76, continues to drop. Now, it's windy. It's still windy today. The wind's going to die on out, but if you're like me, work Monday through Friday and look forward to Saturday is really your big outdoor day. We were really disappointed this past week because it really blew Saturday. I don't know where you were, but it was really blowing down here, so it canceled a lot of optimistic weekend outlooks as far as doing something outdoors. I know I had to change my plans. So when I changed them actually Friday night when I realized it's going to be blowing all day Saturday. So I just, that happens sometimes. I just hate it happens on a Saturday of October. That's our favorite month. So anyway, this weekend now looks like it's going to be a good one. The seas today now will be 2 to 3 and 3 to 5 offshore, so it's still going to be windy and a little bit choppy on protected waters. River readings, I hadn't changed a bit from all summer. I've had a 0.3 right here in Apalachicola, and actually Choctahatchee is reading 0. 0 at Choctahatchee, and no forecast as far as any kind of river rising. And there are some hidden benefits in a low river, and you know what those are as far as trying to find some good potholes. If you can find those, that's where those brim and shell cracker are going to be. Take a look at the October 31st tide chart. Great tides today. We're looking at a high this morning at 12:14 and a low right in the middle of the day, right at noon, to be a low tide. Okay, and then it's going to start coming in the afternoon. All right, so it will be a good tidal flow right at 2 foot tidal change, but the wind is coming out of the northeast, so we'll have a little bit of effect on the northern part of our base systems in Choctahatchee, Apalachicola, St. Joe, and here. Okay. The pier report brought to us by Bugaway Pest Control. I just got off the phone talking to folks out there. Ron was telling me this is sponsored by Bugaway at 234-7750. That's Rick Russell company there. And what we have, he made a good list of things that happened this week. The biggest king caught was a 25-pounder. That's a nice king being caught off the pier. A 5.3-pound Spanish and a 2-pound flounder was caught. And also at night they're catching some sharks, some bull sharks and tiger sharks in the 4 to 5 foot range. So be aware of that. Now during the day they're catching whiting, bluefish, ladyfish, and bonita. All week long they've been catching them. So it's been another good week at the pier. There's a couple of good weeks in a row that's been back to back as far as a lot of good action out there. All right, let's take our first break. That's a good report though from the pier. It's been steady out there. But one thing didn't show up. They didn't catch any pompano this past week. All right, let's take our first break and we'll be right back.
Bill Kramer Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC is Panama City's exclusive full-line dealership. Built on a 45-year foundation of trust and total customer satisfaction in all departments, including our huge pre-owned department, where we'll pay top dollar for your current automobile as a trade-in, or we'll place your vehicle on our lot and help you sell it. At Bill Kramer Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. 4 decades, 3 generations, 1 tradition.
We are so lucky to live in North Florida. We have some of the best fresh and saltwater fishing in the world. My biggest problem is not catching fish, but trying to decide what kind of fish I want to catch. No matter what I'm after, I always stop at Sunjammers Water Sports first. They have just what I need: rods and reels, line, tackle, and most important, live bait. Yes, sir, we sure are lucky.
Hi, I'm Paul Flagg with Professional Fiberglass Marine Service. We offer all types of boat repair, fiberglass work, bottom painting, detailing, buffing. If your gel coat's looking dull, we can get that boat looking good for you again. We also offer a pickup and delivery service, and we have trailers that you can use if we are going to work on your boat, and we can come and get your boat for you. We can be reached at 850-960-9054, or you can reach us on the web at profiberglassmarine.com.
Your vision is precious. If an emergency arises, you don't want to be sitting in a hospital waiting room. Accidents and injuries can happen outside of your workday. That's why our team of physicians provide emergency eye care to our patients anytime, day or night. You can count on your local experts in eye care to be there for you whenever you need us. The Eye Center of North Florida.
9 doctors, 1 vision, yours.
Welcome back. Glad you're here to start the week with me, and we're going to have all kind of good stuff all week long. Some great video you're going to enjoy. But let's talk about that tree stand accident. It was in our local paper yesterday, but I checked it out on the Jacksonville TV station on basically what has happened. A hunter actually fell out of his tree stand. The guy did not show up. Well, he was not married, but he had a lot of close friends. He didn't show up after a hunting trip. And his friends really became worried and went out looking for him and knew about what area he was in. He was not too far off I-10 down to that area, and actually found him. He'd actually fallen out of his tree stand. It's just sort of, from what indications, he just fell off sideways and lost his balance on the tree stand. He actually fell out, and they found him dead at the bottom of the tree stand. So again, we'll talk about this. We talked about it last week, the importance of being safe in tree stands. Every year we have accidents right here in our state, a lot of times locally, and if it doesn't kill someone, a lot of times it paralyzes them from the waist down and all. So, wear that safety harness, and we're bringing these accidents just as a reminder to be safe out there, okay? And speaking of over that area, this is over in McClenny, and McClenny is on Highway 90. Highway 90 is not, if you remember, when they built I-10, you may not remember, but I-10 parallel U.S. Highway 90 from Jacksonville to L.A., and in this area here in Panhandle over toward Jacksonville, it stayed pretty close to Highway 90. And this bear had gotten loose over McClenny and actually went into this kitchen, went into this house and ate a cake. This is I'm not making this up now, this is from FWC. Ate the cake. It was a cake-eating bear. They reported it, and they found out which bear it was. They tracked it down and pretty well were able to determine which bear it was. And then what happened, they knew that this bear was going to be dangerous because now it could relate humans and homes with food. And it was determined they wanted to really check this one out and try to get it under control and find out what was going on. So they tracked the bear down, found it in a very dense area. They actually had to get dogs and a tracker to get in that area. Well, what happened, it was close to Highway 90, and they thought the bear was going, most bears would just go up a tree when the dogs get after them, will go up a tree and they'll bay them, and then they can go ahead and tranquilize them. And what happened on this one, this bear became aggressive. They actually shut down Highway 90. The sheriff's department down there shut down Highway 90 because they felt the bear might bolt across the road at any time. And then they had to surround it and actually called in and got permission. This bear became aggressive, so they went ahead and dispersed the bear, or euthanized the bear, or shot the bear, whichever way you want to put it, whichever one's politically correct. But anyway, they had to do away with that bear because of the behavior, and it was a large, aggressive male. So again, we tell you these bear stories and tell you about taking precautions. Don't leave any food outside. Last week there was a bear right there next to Mosley High School, and reportedly had gotten up into College Point, and into the country club area. Well, that's unconfirmed. I'm just talking. I know enough students and teachers that saw the bear, so just be aware. They're out there, and this time of year they're foraging a lot. Okay. And speaking of safety, the hunter safety course over in Walton County now be this weekend, November 5th from 8 to 6, and November the 6th from 8 to 5. That's the 5th and 6th. Okay, Saturday and Sunday. And be at a shooting range in Defuniak Springs. All right. Now, I want to say a good morning to Ricky Collins down at Mexico Beach, one of our loyal viewers, watches the show every morning. Good morning, Ricky. Glad you watch it, and hope you have a great week. Okay, let's take our next break. Come back with a real good video I think you'll enjoy.
Captain's Cove Marina, designed with fishermen in mind. Easy access to the best fishing along Florida's Forgotten Coast. Deep sea fishing, fly fishing from a kayak, cruising endless miles of bayous, bays, and the intercoastal waterway. Count on the Captain's crew to work hard to make your day on the water the best ever. Captain's Cove Marina, 1617 Grouper Avenue, Port St. Joe, 850-227-3357.
Coastal Grill, located in the heart of beautiful Port St. Joe, was established in 2002 by Patty and Dewey Blaylock as a family-owned coastal restaurant. In Port St. Joe, we meet at sunset. Sunset's open for lunch and dinner every day of the week. Fresh seafood's brought in daily and served in a variety of traditional and creative ways. Try our award-winning gumbos. Steaks are grilled simple and perfect over an open flame grill. Our homemade soups, sauces, and salad dressings are so popular, we sell them retail. And don't forget, see the sunset at sunset.
On down to Blue Water Outrigger, where you'll always find friendly service, fresh and saltwater fishing rods, top of the line men's and women's apparel. Don't forget to pick up your live baits and let us help you with all your outdoor needs. Check out our wide selection of top quality reels and hunting necessities and everything in between. Come see us or order online. We'll be waiting for you right next door to Piggly Wiggly, Port St. Joe.
When you're looking for sales, parts, and service for your outboard, all in one location, you're looking for BJ's Marine. Your authorized Tohatsu and Nissan dealer. BJ's Marine does it all. They have outboard parts and a service center and used motor sales too. Tohatsu, reliable, dependable, fuel efficient, and lightweight. Tohatsu Outboards, technology for the next generation. BJ's Marine, 1317 Transmitter Road since 1991.
All right, we're back on this Monday morning, Halloween Day, and always, speaking of my classes and all, I always have jokes on Halloween Day. I always pick out a couple of kids and tell them, I really like that mask you have on today, and they get a kick out of that, or the ones that I don't talk about. And always the day after Halloween, I use the same joke. It's like your dad always using the same joke if you remember all your life, and still think it's funny. But the day after Halloween, I tell them, Halloween's over, y'all take off that mask. So those jokes still go over with 18-year-olds this year. Speaking of classes, I've been in education all my life, and I enjoy the classroom, enjoy the students. And a lot of times I will ask, we take volunteers and to do a presentation in class. And it's always helped. I've had all kind of different talkers and coming in and just, expounding on different subjects, all in an effort to just educate the kids and let them be exposed to different parts of things maybe I couldn't expose them to. And recently, in fact, I had two guest speakers last week, and one of them, Brandon Blankenship's mom came in, and they have their family does a lot of artifact collecting, Indian artifacts, and they have been doing it all their life. And Brandon's a senior now at Moser, plays volleyball, takes my second period class, and since she was a little kid, she's tagged along with her mom and dad and brother, and collecting Indian artifacts. And you can imagine they have a great collection. So we were talking about it. I said, we think your mom will want to come in one day and share some of the things y'all have collected over the years. And of course, she was able to, and really appreciate Ms. Blankenship coming in. And I'm going to show you about an 8-minute segment of the class presentation. And don't pay attention to the other kids and all, and the announcements that come on the intercom. There's just things that just interrupt our classrooms. But you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and let's run this video on Ms. Blankenship presenting this to class last week. Okay?
Like I said, I'm Brandy's mom, and my husband and myself, and basically the whole family has been hunting artifacts for about 25 years. Brandy was just a little tight, and we used to drag her out to the fields and make her go ahead hunting. And I brought a small collection of our artifacts with us today to share with you, and talk to you a little bit about types of materials and so forth that the Indians made. There was 75 different types of materials that the Indians used to make their artifact points and axe heads and stuff out of all their artifacts, including petrified wood and bone, some of the types of materials that they used. But they used whatever was available in the area that they were usually in, and they traded with other Indians too, just like beads and so other types of materials to make their points out of them. Not all their points were made for tools. They made, you know, for decorative purposes and ceremonial pieces. So, like I said, there's just various types. And if you want to pass some of the books around, you can look through the books and you get a better idea of all the different types of tools and the materials that they use to make them out of. You know, pottery and weaving baskets. I mean, there's just so many different types of artifacts in these books, and we usually use the books to kind of get an idea of what type of point it is when we find it. We can kind of lay it on the book, get a price, you know, idea, price range, and what type of point it is, and what period it came from. Like this one display case is mostly bird points, and those we were told were from the Mississippian period. There's different periods: Paleo, Archaic, Woodland period.
The Mississippian ones, it says from 1000 AD to 1700 AD. And the oldest.
Well, I can't really hold it up. You can kind of, y'all can come up and look, because if I hold it up, they'll all slide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have kind of a arrangement there, kind of going like a starburst kind of thing going on.
Remember the ones you said, then we'll look at them after she talks.
Yeah.
Okay. The oldest kind from the Paleo period, they're from 25,000 BC to 11,000 BC.
Wow.
This is just an example of what they would, basically what they would start with. This is a big piece of flint, and they would, you know, they would strike it with another object to flake off a piece, and then they would start working that piece. They would use deer antler tips and use like a chisel, you know, and use another object to strike the deer antler and make the serrated edges and stuff. And then they would use these stones. Of course, like I said, all of them basically made out of stone. It's like the Stone Age period. Everything was made up from whatever materials was available. And they would use that and strike off pieces and make their points out of, and their tools. So these are called pecking stones, and that's what they would use, like I said, to chip off pieces of the flint. And there's like I said, 75 different types of material, and Charit is just a type of flint, but it could be, you know, pink or different colors. They also learned that when they took the rock and put it in the fire, that it would make it easier to work and chip pieces off of, and it also would sometimes change the color, you know, of the flint. So they, you know, they passed their skills down from one generation to the other, so that they teach their younger ones how to make the flint. These are called paint rocks. I had one that was broken that you could see, but I don't know what happened to it. I couldn't find it to bring it today. But they would break these open, and inside's like a powder, and they would mix it with water, and they would use it to paint their pottery and their horses and their faces and so forth. And, the one that I had red. It was red inside, and they would use berries and other flowers and things like that for other colors to make their paints and stuff out of. These are called grinding stones, and they would use these. This looks like a biscuit kind of, but they would use it to grind corn and grain and stuff. You know. I have several different types of material and sizes that the grinding stones.
That looks like a marshmallow.
Yeah, it was made out of a different type of material than the other stone. And this is like a celts, called a celts. And they hold it, you can actually get a feel of how they would actually use it and hold it in their hand, because it just fits perfect. And they would use this to, like, when they killed an animal, they would skin the skin from the hide or the meat, and it's really, they're actually pretty sharp. And if they like their points, if they broke a point, they didn't just throw it away. They would rework it and make it a you know, like another type of tool out of it, or, you know, just re-sharpen it and make it a point better. But this is called a scraper, and that's what they would use. Like if they broke the arrow, they would just file it down or chip it down and make a different type, like I said, a different tool out of it. I looked for probably 3 years before I found my first point. I had pretty much given up on finding point. My husband and his brother went all the time, and they would come back and show me theirs, and I'm like, I would go out and walk and walk and walk in the heat and not come back with anything. I was so, I almost give up on finding anything. So when I finally found my first one, I was so excited. And we had gone over to Florell, Alabama, and we were just hunting on some roads. And everybody, when we park the vehicle, when we go, we get out of the vehicle and we just kind of leave it there, and everybody goes their own way. Looking on the roads and in the embankments and stuff. And so when I found it, there was nobody around to show it to. I had to wait till we all got back to the vehicle before I could show off my arrow. And it was like in an embankment that was up on the side where the road had been cut out, and the embankment over here on the side was above my head. And there was just like a little tip of it sticking out. And I kind of grabbed it and pulled it out, and I was shocked that it was actually something, So, and then when I took it to Arts Artifacts downtown, he looked at it and he said it was very old and very rare. So he actually wanted it, and he was offering to buy it from me, but I was like, no, it's not for sale. But a lot of ours we find in this area. We go to Campbellton, Graceville. If I go fishing and I get bored, if I'm not catching anything, I'll throw it down.
At this time, we need all remaining freshmen, sophomores, and juniors who have not had their pictures remade report to the cafeteria. Again, that's freshmen, sophomores, and juniors who need their pictures retaken. Please report to the cafeteria.
The greatest investment we can all make is in the lives of our children and grandchildren.
To help you invest for retirement, handle your IRA rollover, protect your family with life or long-term care insurance, call my dad for an appointment at his new office on Wilson Avenue behind Lowe's. And he'll give you a copy of his most recent book, 7 Steps to Serious Money. For free! Walter Woodrick, your serious money advisor!
Sunrise to sunset. A walk through nature takes you on a journey of Florida's Emerald Coast. You'll encounter the wildlife, birds, lighthouses, indigenous to the beautiful land and seascapes of Florida. Set to the sounds of nature and enhanced with easy listening music. Only $14.95 plus $4.95 shipping and handling. NatureWalkDVD.com or send check or money order to the address on the screen. A walk through nature. Visually stunning.
How many features can Kubota pack into a compact tractor? How about a quick attach front loader, a heavy-duty mid-mount mower, a powerful backhoe, cruise control, deluxe seat, even an air-conditioned cab, the first in its class. With so many features, it's easy to see yourself in one or two of these tractors. The Kubota B-Series. You gotta see this for yourself.
See and save on all Kubota tractors and equipment at Sowell Tractor today.
My name's Captain Rick Corley. I'm a SAMS accredited Marine Surveyor, NAMS certified Marine Surveyor, and IAME certified Marine Investigator. Been surveying since 1969. Was taught by my father, who is the oldest, longest practicing Marine Surveyor in the world. We do all types of survey, commercial or pleasure. Steel, aluminum, fiberglass, wood, makes no difference. Give us a call at 850-527-5287 or visit us online. We'd appreciate your visits.
Welcome back. Let's first look at Express Lane Fishing Game Forecast. Our times today now was this morning at 4:48 to 6:48, 2-hour block there, and then this evening now we're looking at 5:15, late this afternoon, 5:15 to 7:15. Brought to us by Express Lane, American owned and operated. Hope you enjoyed that presentation. That's part of it there, but what's amazing to me, she was there. That was an 8-minute presentation there. And we had a phone call, then had that announcement. That's an interruption sometimes as teachers. They just drive you nuts, especially when you have a guest speaker to interrupt you. But anyway, that's part of it, I guess, but it still bothers me. Many years I've been teaching to be interrupted during the class. Okay, and also, a nice lady, Miss Blankenship, was talking about, it took her 3 years, I don't know if you picked up, it took her 3 years to find her first point. But she was just, you know, she just kept going after it, and she was telling me afterwards about how much fun they had as a family with kids growing up, just sometimes going out on weekends and just walking around places, and great exercise and getting in outdoors. So that's part of, part of it. One of the things I was talking about planning and all in the future. A lot of times I try to plan my speakers all in, write down on my calendar, but also look, into next year, and also for the show, different things I can do. I've already pinpointed a weekend in March, and you may want to write it down too. I did this last night. March the 10th and 11th of 2012. I know that's a ways off. I wrote it down on my calendar last night. That weekend, they're having a world champion turkey calling contest over in Mobile, Alabama. That's going to also go along with a Mobile Boat Show. That's going to be a big weekend. I've already written it down. We're going to go try to cover it. I've always wanted to go to it, but most of the time it's been up in Nashville, Tennessee, and I just couldn't find time to do it. But over in Mobile, I've already written it down, so that's March the 10th and 11th of 2012, so be aware of that. Also, don't forget this week now, this is the final week of the drawing, entering the drawing for the big bow hunt in Western Kentucky that we'll be giving away. I'm going to give it away this Friday. I'm having a special guest come in and actually do the drawing. So it's going to be really nice. I've had a lot of interest in it, and we're glad to be able to do this at the Cumberland River Lodge with the Lovelace family. It's a family-owned business up there. Okay. Now, I don't know about you this weekend. We had a great weekend. Hopefully you did too. We sort of culminated off yesterday. We had some fish. If you remember watching the video Friday morning, we took some of that fish and cooked it up yesterday after church and had the family over. Then about 5 o'clock yesterday, we just had the kids with us. We walked out on the pier and made on the very first cast. I want you to look and see. We're going to close out the show. This is unusual. We're going to close out the show with a 30-second video. So let's watch this.
Hey, we're here on my granddaddy's dock, and we just cast, and the first one we caught a flounder.
The first cast?
The first cast.
Yeah, what did we catch it on?
A gold spinner.
A gold spoon.
And a nice, really nice reel.
Really nice reel and a gold spinner. That was the first cast. They don't usually hit it. We're going to fish some more now. Ooh, you want to jump off?
Yeah.
All right.
Dinner!
For joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.